Hey guys, a new Higurashi just dropped on Steam just 10 minutes ago. So let's start, guys. I am hyped. I'm so hyped. It's been a while since I've done a visual novel, especially a long one like this. Meakashi, Meakashi, yeah. Opening chapter. Finally, welcome to the world of Higurashi when they cry, Kai. We finally reached the halfway point from the viewpoint of their protagonist to try to find the truth behind the tragedy that unfolds. The difficulty is very high and won't be easy to comprehend the motive of the perpetrator. I don't care about the motive, I'm just having a good time reading it. Yeah! But here we go, man. She dropped her beads in the sand, so the girl cried. For 100 years, the girl searched the sands. They might be an ocean, not the sand, so the girl cried. For 100 years, the girl searched the ocean. They might be the mountains, not the ocean, so the girl cried. How many years will pass before the girl wonders if she really dropped them? Frederick Birkin style. This is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to any actual persons or organizations is entirely coincidental. Whew. I remember how hard this was on my breathing last time I done this. 7 keys were attached to the keychain. Without knowing which key was the correct one, I had to go by instinct and try to every key in one by one. On average, I reached the correct key within 3.5 attempts, or 3.5. I'd be fortunate if I could open and lock within the first 3 keys, and I'd be unfortunate if I didn't. I had to think of the worst case scenario, getting the right key only on the very last attempt. I fought with my nervousness, my head ached from it. I put the key in and turned it. I just needed to repeat that small procedure several more times, but I couldn't stop shaking. Damn. Even a 3-year-old kid could do something that's easy. So am I more childish than a 3-year-old? Whatever, I don't care if I'm clumsy. I just need to try all these keys. Even in the worst case scenario, the lock will open on the 7th try. No way. Reality is always the same as math. What happened was worse than my worst case scenario. None of the keys worked at all. I could feel the blood draining from my brain. Did I get the wrong set of keys? No, I definitely see a faint marking that says this set is for this door. Am I just reading it wrong? Should I go back to the key cabinet to look for the right one? That would mean a great loss of time. Just by being here, I'm already risking so much. So that could ruin everything might happen any moment. If I can't open this lock, do I have to go back to the administration office? If there were no other choice, it'd be a waste of time to spend another second here. The administration office wouldn't necessarily be empty at this time. Somebody might come in. I won't be able to look for the right key if that happens. I stood up quickly as if electrified. I was almost in a panic, so I felt the urge to move. My instinct pushed me. I have to go back there as quickly as possible. It's dangerous to be here, and it's dangerous if somebody comes in the administration office. I cooled my head, making it as quickly as possible to repress my fear. Calm down, Shion. Mion wouldn't panic in a situation. Maybe I'm just mistaken. Maybe I don't want to try the keys one more time. The next moment I felt a faint vibration in the air. Someone was walking somewhere in the hallway. If it were a normal situation, I would have known I wouldn't run into them since the footsteps were very far away. But at the time, I couldn't think calmly. Shit. Why am I panicking this much just because of footsteps? So calm down, calm down. I should be feeling excited instead. Calm down, calm down. I should do what I have to do. I should ignore the footsteps because they're not an immediate threat. Pretend they aren't there. I have to listen for something much more important right now. Shit. This key should be hard and cold, but it's pliable and it's hot. It feels like forever. How could I stick this into a keyhole? Shit. It wasn't the key that was pliable. It's my fingers that were limp. Shit. The key sprung out of my hand and fell to the floor. It shouldn't have made any sound because it was so pliable, but it made a tremendous amount of noise as if somebody pushed over a cupboard. Cling! The sound almost stopped my heart. I felt dizzy for a while. I looked around afterwards to carefully see if I caused any disturbance to the surroundings. Calm down. Nothing's changed. I don't hear anything. So am I safe? Calm down. Wait, I don't hear anything. What about those footsteps in the distance? Calm down. Are they looking for me until they notice the sound? Shit, what is the sound I'm hearing? Is it my sweat dripping on the floor? Shut up. How could I hear the sound of my sweat? Calm down. Calm the fuck down. I have to clarify, this isn't a prison or a detention center. It's a private school, not a normal one though. It costs a fortune just to get in. It's a boarding school that provides education from elementary school to university, being for girls only rather than a school you could say it's a factory that means not manufactures ladies. Some of my classmates here have never even used the public transportation. Really, it isn't normal for me saying how nice to see you instead of just hi is already insane. And calling the teacher sisters gives me the creeps. I hate the morning and evening prayers to say nothing of the Sunday Mass. I don't want to memorize the Bible passages and the Holy Ghost gives me a rash. If I stayed in this institution, that's what I call the place. For many years, I'd either go crazy or be brainwashed. Most of the girls choose to be brainwashed, but I can't do that. After all, I was more impressed by the political schemes and international trade behind religious propagation, than by the love of God which the Bible teaches. Because of that, I've been treated as a problematic child from the beginning. I experienced lots of disadvantages as a result. I realized that quickly, so I superficially pretended to be normal. However, I got tired of acting, so I started to reveal my true self from time to time. I became a problematic child once again. People started treating me differently once again. It's fun to misbehave, but it wouldn't do anything for me in the long run. So why did I act that way? Why, even though I knew it was going to backfire on me later on? After examining my emotions, I realized I completely had it with my surroundings. I was afraid of being brainwashed in this institution. I cannot live here. I cannot let them brainwash me. 6 months ago, I decided to escape this place. The moment I made up my mind, I started to feel alive again. I acted ladylike in order to deceive the sisters, pretending to be caring fun once I set my goal. It gave me the creeps when they told me with smiles that it was God's influence that I started to behave religiously. I laughed at them behind their backs. I took on my classmates' duties in order to understand the layout of the school and the schedules of the staff and guards. I soon found out that the security of the school was immensely tight because there were many daughters of important people living there. The guards walked their beat randomly. There were surveillance cameras everywhere. The system that kept up intruders ironically also worked to prevent escapees, but that excited me instead. I simulated how to avoid all the surveillance in my head many times. I drew an escape route in the corner of my notes during class and tested if it worked. I strove to acquire any necessary skills for my escape. It was all fun. After all, the situation was cathartic for me. Cathartic for me. That's who I am. No matter how hard they tried to brainwash me, I never changed. I'd been waiting for the moment of my escape, preparing physically and mentally. First, I needed the courage to escape. I had to be confident of the plan. I had to think deeply about it. I also needed skills and physical strength. I imagined all the possible obstacles and trained myself. It was funny because I was finally able to enjoy gym classes, even the long-distance runs. I needed a perfect plan as well as the physical strength and skills necessary to execute it. Also supported by those things, I needed determination. I made sure that all I needed and executed the plan. I decided to plant a seed in school before the appointed day. The seed was a rumor that one of my male teachers was having a relationship with a student. I won't go into detail now, but that could turn into an enormous problem in the school. The school's limited to girls precisely because their parents want to avoid these kind of problems. Those parents are mostly important people from various positions. If the romance was a fact and was leaked to the public, the principal would have to commit suicide in shame. In fact, even that might not be enough. In the world of girls, rumors spread fast, especially when they're separated from boys and are obsessed with dirty thoughts. So this kind of rumor goes around really quickly. The sisters try to get rid of the kind of rumor, and they want students not to be swayed by it. But apparently they're the ones who are most swayed by those rumors. This means I managed to make them furtively deal with something shady without contacting families or the authorities. So if I disappeared in these circumstances, it looked like I ran away with some teacher. All that male teachers were denied, of course. However, the school didn't believe what they said so easily. After all, there's a dirty rumor going around. By the time the school finds out about my escape, after they eliminate all the other possibilities, I'll be somewhere safe. I tried hard to spread the rumor that I was involved in the forbidden romance as widely as possible. The sisters questioned me a few times, but since the romance was so made up, they couldn't find anything. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't find any evidence. After 3 months, I was certain I could solve the foundation. I swapped after dinner duties with classmates so that I could adjust my schedule on this day. I was even able to feel that much suspicion about me by doing that they'll definitely suspect I ran away with a male teacher. Then that was the night. I began my chores after dinner. After lights out, somebody would find out about my disappearance. My generous roommate would probably wait about 10 minutes before she reported me to her sister, but no longer than that. I had about an hour tops, but that's enough for me. I took a step off my regular route. That was the first step towards my great escape. I calmed down and thought, the key shouldn't be wrong. This lock is old and firm. Is it possible that I put the right one in, but the lock was just stiff? I only thought I got the wrong one. I realized that my nervousness was making me clumsy. The gloves that I wanted to avoid leaving fingerprints was beginning in the way too. I should try the keys one more time. I picked the most probable one and gently inserted it into the keyhole. It's stiff. If I twist it too strongly, I might break the key. The moment I thought of giving up, I felt something in my fingertips. The key worked. I slowly opened the door. I could hear the crickets. I don't have to hesitate now. But somehow I'm reluctant to step outside. I can still make excuses up to this point. It might look awkward, but I still can. But if I take a step outside now, there could be no excuse. The guards find me, they'll take me to the office immediately. There have been escape attempts before. That's not really so strange. I don't think I'm the only heathen here. It's understandable that there have been people below you connected in this place. So the school is well aware of the possibility of escapees. I've heard rumors about what happened to those who were caught while attempting to escape. I don't have to believe any of those stories, though. You see all the school's horror stories involved students who attempted escapes. Whatever, bring it on. I'm not expected to get a second chance anyway. There'll always be one only chance. There'll always be only one chance. Things get serious behind this door. I psyched myself up and pushed the door open. A strong smell was hanging in the air. Is that normal for the outside? I never smelled this strong, grassy smell before. Is there something going on? Do I have to be wary of it? Should I go back away for another chance? That's silly. There's nothing strange going on. The smell is something I smell every day. I just wasn't aware of it. It's true, isn't it? Even though I pretended to be cool, I'm nothing but a nervous wreck. Calm down, Shion. I can rely only on the map inside my hand from this point onward. I'd researched the locations of all the surveillance cameras. I'm confident I'll be able to avoid all of them, but I'm not sure about the guards. They pick their patrol routes randomly, after all. I have to take a chance. I can hide myself in most places, but there's an area where there's nowhere to hide for several meters. I concentrate to keep my senses keen. Well, I'll have to depend on my luck in the end. Even if I do my best, the guard might find me by a mere chance. On the contrary, I might be able to get away no matter how unwisely I choose to move if I'm lucky. Damn, after all that effort, it just boils down to luck. Haha, this is a gamble after all. When I realized that, I got excited. Yes, this is a gamble. I'm trying my luck. This is again to test of determination to change my life. If somebody felt to escape from the school, that meant they didn't have enough luck to survive in the real world. But I'm different. I'm going to get out of here. I'm testing my luck. Here goes Shion. I ignore the noisy bugs and concentrated only on suspicious sounds. I hear no threats. The loudest sound wasn't the bugs. It was my own heartbeat. Crunch. Even my own footsteps were so loud they could break my eardrums. With each enemy step, my overactive imagination tormented me with premonitions of unexpected run-ins with guards. Countless times that the torture grew too hard to bear and I thought of running. But if I broke into a run, the noise I made would only draw suspicion. If anyone heard running at the time and place where people shouldn't be, they would realize something abnormal wasn't happening. But if the chopped footsteps they heard were just walking, they'd likely think nothing of it. Of course, I don't plan on even letting them hear those footsteps. I tried to extend my senses to get as much information as possible. I didn't sense anyone's presence. I might have felt safe if I heard a guard in the distance. I'm worried that my senses might not be keen enough to detect everything. Somebody might be right behind me without me being aware of it. I didn't want them to make any noise, so I stopped from time to time. It's like I'm constantly fidgeting. To stop or to run, something within urged me to choose from either one. I can't choose to stop. I have to keep going quickly and stealthily. I'm already risking so much just by being here. Running, of course, would be absurd. I know that. The urge to run continued to bug me. My head was filled with those thoughts as I went through this dangerous territory. I succeeded in passing through without running into anybody. I couldn't help but sit for a moment and exhale the rotten air from my lungs. My negative thoughts vanished quickly. Just a little more to go. Just a little more. Just through that bush over there is a fence that separates this place and the outside world. Once again, I strongly felt the urge to run. I suppressed that desire and carefully tackled the final step. The beautiful looking fences seemed designed to prevent escapees. While I was worried that somebody might see me climbing up the fence, it fortunately didn't happen. It's even possible that just I have a touch sensor. It's too late now. It doesn't mean anything now since I'm already climbing up. From the top, the fence seemed about 7 feet high. I had to go down carefully just like when I climbed up. I knew that logically, but I couldn't think that way anymore. I chose to jump off with no hesitation. Of course, I regretted my decision during the fall. I got scared because the flight was longer than I expected. I didn't land beautifully. I fell on my butt. But there was nobody around to laugh, and I didn't have time to be embarrassed. I looked around to see if anybody heard my landing. Even the crickets weren't interested in the sound I made. I felt relieved. I looked at my watch. 5 minutes until 8 p.m. It was just a 15-minute escape. Putting a number to it really made it obvious how short it had been. Looking back, most of the time I was just asking myself questions and hesitating. I guess I worried too much, but I can't be too relaxed just yet. There's no guarantee that I fooled all the cameras. This place isn't a bank. There won't be a fire alarm going off, even if the guards did see me. It's possible they're rushing this way right now. I can't enjoy the air of freedom yet. I hid myself in the darkness and waited. There is still time left until the rendezvous. Ooh. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a few minute break here. And I'll be back. And I'm back. Only after like 2 minutes. I watched school premises while waiting, but it looked like nothing strange was going on. The building was lit up, and the beautiful Western-style architecture made it hard to believe that it was a school. It should be armed with electrifying wires, searchlights, and guard dogs in the prison, like the prison it is. I thought I experienced such a school memories in a situation like this, but it didn't happen. The sort of thing only happens when you have good memories. I have no good memories of the school, so there's nothing to remember. But if I could pick a series to imagine, and images to recall, it'd be the luxurious dinners we had every night. So my memories would be nothing but international cuisine. Japanese, Chinese, French, and so on. What the hell? That's just too funny. I burst into laughter. At that point, I heard a car approaching. I crouched in the darkness. The plate number is the same as I was expecting. That's the car. I jumped down and rushed to the passenger side and opened the door and got in. Nice to see you, Shion-san. The driver was a man of early old age. He'd be angry if he heard me say that, though. Okay, it's P. Thought it was O that switched it. Okay, yeah, they did a pretty good job at him. Okay, he thinks he's still middle-aged. He looked at my face and I learned that I succeeded. He smiled. Ah, the air feels so fresh. I want to eat a burger for a start. I heard they serve excellent food in school, but I suppose you would serve nothing but gruel, huh? No, wait, dumbass. I was just kidding. Step on the gas if you have time to laugh at me. As you wish. Kasai really did laugh out loud after telling me to buckle up. He accelerated. The cathedral-like school disappeared from the mirror in an instant. It disappeared so quick that I didn't have time for a surge of dinner memories. Goodbye, my lovely school days. Haha, I'm going to fill my stomach with junk food from now on. I'll forever be free from the table manners you taught me. Serves you right. As we drove, the scenery began to change. Soon we were surrounded by vast fields, crops, and a few streetlights. It reminded me that this is just the countryside of Japan, not Europe. Are you hungry? Would you like me to stop somewhere to eat? That's okay, I already ate. I lied. I'm actually a bit hungry. I didn't eat much dinner to avoid slowing myself down with a full stomach. I appreciated Kasai's offer, but I didn't feel like taking our time to eat while we were still in enemy territory. It's late, so you'll find only vending machines at the highway rest stops. But I've heard there are a hamburger and Olden vending machine nowadays. Huh, what the hell? Well, that dispense a cup and then you're going to take a coffee in a machine? That's gross. I don't think it's like that. It usually comes in a can. Sorry, I can't stand canned food. Still, I thought you might have grown out of it. I haven't because I can't. Shut up. Why are you laughing? Kasai chuckled. He must have been trying to help me relax. He isn't usually so talkative. I'm exhausted. I'm going to get some sleep. How do I recline this? Look for the lever on the lower left part of the seat. Can you find it? Oh, here it is. Here I go. Kasai laughed again. That is so funny? No. It's just that the way you talk sounded like Neon-san. Well, obviously, Neon and I are identical twins. We are perfect copies of each other. When I react to so will Neon. When Neon reacts to something in a certain situation, I'll react the same way. How's sis? I believe she's fine. I only see her when I bring your father to the family councils. That's right, she doesn't live in our parents' home anymore. She's living with the hag in Hinamizawa now, isn't she? She moved into the main house around the same time we started going to that school. I responded with disinterest even though I was the one to ask her about her in the first place. The main house is where Oryu, the current leader of the Sonozaki family, lives. That's my grandma, who I call a hag. But when we use the phrase the main house, it usually means more than just a dwelling. What Kasai refers to is the same thing. Did she change? You mean Mian-san? Yeah, I think she has to have changed if she's living so closely with the hag. Guess I tickled yet again. He knows I hate my grandma. I haven't noticed any changes. She's still me on the son, you know. What about me? Did I change? No, not at all. Kasai responded quickly with a smirk. I haven't seen him for a while, though it's not fun if he answers this quickly. I glared at him and he bursted out laughing. You haven't changed at all. That's admirable since you put in such a strict school for so long. Damn it. Laugh at as much as you want. I'm going to get sleep. There's a blanket in the back. Please make use of it. Thanks. I grabbed the blanket, rolled up in it. I'm exhausted, but I can't go to sleep. It's strange. Or maybe not. I must be tired from the escape. It's just that I'm still feeling tense. So I had to declare it once again, if only to calm myself. I'm sleeping. I totally am. Alright, it's the third time you said that. Do I have to give you permission to sleep? You're talking too much. I can't go to sleep if you don't quiet down. I apologize, Princess. I'll keep quiet now. This interaction with Kasai reminded me of the old peaceful days in Okonomiya. Well, I don't really know if I could call those days peaceful. We were in the middle of the damn protest back then, after all. We're all united together. Now that I think about it, we pulled a lot of pretty dangerous stunts. If the authorities ever found out what I did, I'd never escape going to juvie. Well, at least half of the people in myself would be off to prison. We didn't think of them as criminal acts, though. It was a war. It might also have been a festival. A festival where every person in Hinamizawa would join together and protest. It was a struggle, but it was also fun. It was fun to throw stones at the SWAT team with everybody. We hid ourselves in somebody's home when they chased after us. We'd even go crowd around the police station demanding the release of our arrested comrades. We knew we stuck into the construction site and sabotaged it. It felt more like we were playing at war than conducting one. I got so excited back then. I felt united with my fellow members, even though they were strangers to me, and that memory warms my heart. Yes, the way it felt back then was like helping everyone to carry a sacred palanquin through the village, getting all sweaty and exhausted together. Until we all collapsed face first on the ground and shared our excitement and cheers with unfamiliar faces over tea. I was just a kid back then. I remember accompanying young men who worked for my dad out to the village to do various bad things. I was arrested a few times. I didn't feel any different though when I was called to the teacher's office for forgetting my homework. The other villagers are furious about the damn project, but for those of us who were kids at the time, it's a pretty fun memory. All of that came to a sudden end a few years ago. It was only the power of the protest that ended the damn construction. The Sonozaki family and my dad's organization have worked secretly in the shadows. This is a top secret information in the Sonozaki family, but it said they may or may not have kidnapped the Minister of Construction's grandson in order to blackmail him. The grandson was found a few days after the abduction. He was found in the mountains of Yagoyuchi. Essentially Yaguchi. He didn't simply disappear, and he was demoned away. That means some kind of deal was made secretly. A year after that, the damn construction plan was halted indefinitely. The police suspected the villagers' involvement and investigated, but they couldn't find any leads. The villagers never betrayed each other. They'd do anything to protect their fellow man. They fabricated fake alibis and fake evidence. It was easy to deceive the police. Ugh. The car suddenly shook over, stopped aiming out of it. It must have ran over a bump or something. I suddenly realized my expression was a very happy one for some reason. Whew. I must be looking forward to going home. Shion-san, are you awake? What is it? Would you like me to take you to the house in Okonomiya? Where else would you be taking me? Answered straightforwardly with a frown. Kasai then also chose to reply straightforwardly. It was the family head who decided on your enrollment in St. Lucia. and you ran away from there. You do understand the situation you're in. Sorry about that, guys. The school the hag chose didn't fit me, that's all. Shion-san. I know, shut up. As the head of the Sanozaki family, the hag's decisions are absolute. They're not, they like to say, the 3-second rule. Worst of the decision to confine me to an academy far away from the Sanozaki family was made before I was even born. Shion was the name they gave me. My sister Mion is a character that means demon in her name. That was to signify that she's a successor of the demons. In other words, she would be the successor to the Sanozaki family and its demonic bloodline. My name Shion has a character that means temple in it. It means that I was sensitive to take the veil and be confined in that temple. Thinking of that reminds me how much I hate this name of mine. For starters, the person known as Shion is an abominable being to the Sanozaki family because it meant the family had 2 hairs. I don't have to cite the countless historical examples to explain it. It's easy to imagine how it could prove troublesome for the succession. According to our long-held family traditions, one of the twins was to be strangled to death right after birth. Unbelievable, isn't it? What that means is I have to be grateful just to be alive and breathing to this day. I heard the hag actually put her hands around my neck after I was born. I don't know what exchange took place in that moment. Maybe some brave relative of mine managed to get her to stop. Or maybe she was in an extremely good mood that day. Then don't try to strangle me. We're twins. There are no apparent differences between us. But the first one out of my mom's stomach was named Mion, and the second one drew the short straw and cut named Shion. Everyone else was desperate to tell us apart, but we sisters just found that awfully ridiculous. There wasn't any differences between us. No one could tell us apart, even if we only swapped hats. We wondered why all the grown-ups were trying to see the differences. But our fun as twins didn't last forever. One day they created an undeniable, clear distinction between Mion and Shion. Mion went to the main Sanozaki house to live with that hag and learn how to become the successor, and I was to be confined at St. Lucia's. I had no objections to sisters' inheritance. I just used to be jealous, but now I felt that having to learn about and to follow those traditions would just make me tired. I even feel sorry for Mion, so I'm not going to be a threat to the family, even if I'm back at Okonomiya. But the hag doesn't seem to think that way. She thinks of me as some kind of evil omen, but that's why she wanted to keep me away from her. That doesn't matter to me. I don't want to see her face either. I don't care if she doesn't want me to enter Hinamazawa. She could charge me 10,000 yen per step I take there. But I want her to let me live in Okonomiya where I grew up. When I was little, I was in Hinamazawa, but I don't remember it much, and I'm not very attached to it. I do have good memories of my elementary school days in Okonomiya. The town is very sophisticated, but I kind of like it there. If you go back to Okonomiya, somebody from the family will notice you, and then they'll try to report you to the main house. Are you worried the hag will hear about me? That might be a problem. I hope you understand the situation. Well, Kasai, are you telling me to go back to the awful place? No, I'm not. What I'm trying to say is, you want to know whether I'm prepared or not. I just hope you understand what might happen. Well, I know what you mean. You'll be held responsible for helping me escape if things go bad, right? You should caress your pinky finger while you can, Kasai, before they take it away from you. You should look forward to being rolled up in a futon mat and thrown in the Omegafuchi swamp in that case. Maybe they'll send you to the torture room in the garden. I heard there's a big torture room in the main Sanozaki house. I've never seen it, though. I heard they used to torture and kill the enemies of the village in there. It's just awful, really. I hope I don't end up as a victim of that place. Okay, everything's gonna be alright. You really resemble your mother in that way you take chances on me. That's normal, she's my mom. My dad and mom will be furious if they found out about my escape. I'm more afraid of them than of the hag. I don't want to go into details, but my dad is part of the Yakuza. He's in charge of the organization which covers the Shishibone area. He's in a very important position. So is Kazai here. He's an old friend of my dad who really trusts him. I don't know if this is true, but I heard Kasai used to be very aggressive, though he's gentle now. I also heard he has tons of scars. He was in charge of a few large areas, but after he was injured badly in a fight, he retired. Now he's my dad's consultant, aka drinking buddy. He was my caretaker in my childhood, and now I feel like he's my butler. At first I thought my dad asked him to supervise me, so I hated it. But in time I started to feel like he was on my side. This is just a hunch. But I think Kasai used to be in love with my mom. My dad and my mom, Kasai, were in a love triangle. Though my dad took the lead in the end, because I couldn't leave my mom entirely, so she stayed around as my dad's friend. I can tell that from the way he acts. He's seeing my mom and me. That's why he says I look like my mom every now and then. It's kind of gave me the creeps at first, but he isn't a bad guy at all. He's actually pretty funny. I've only found that out after I got used to him. So when I thought about escaping, I naturally turned to him. Contacted him in the early stages of my plan and arranged to meet him today. You could call him a conspirator. It's not surprising he's worried about my return to Okonomiya, considering the rules and traditions, and cutting off his pinky finger isn't too far from reality. I might be rolled up in the futon man thrown into the swamp for real too. Even so, there's only one place for me to return. I'm going to Okonomiya and nowhere else. That's my hometown. This might be kind of a homesickness, but I don't care what it looks like. So what are you going to do? The Sonozaki family is everywhere. Well, I'll live for now. If somebody sees me, I'll tell them I'm Neon. Then what? Then after things calm down a little bit, I'll start talking to my closest relatives. I know they'll be on my side. I know some people who have covered for me when I had to fight my dad once. I see you're trying to create a fake accomplice so that Sonozaki may not want to accept you later on. I hope that works. It will. There were many people who are opposed to the idea of enrolling me in that school. That decision was obviously made because of the hag's hatred toward me. Don't you agree, Kasai? Well, yes, I thought the decision was excessive. She couldn't make the right decision because she was suffering from the menopause. All the fuss surrounding the damn protest drove her nuts. Kasai smiled. Couldn't go to sleep after all, even though I was rolled up in a blanket. Even though I told Kasai to shut up, I kept talking to him. In time, I got tired of talking. As I could feel the car run smoothly on the highway, Kasai spoke to me again. Shion-san, look. I was so tired that I ignored him. I wondered what he wanted me to look at, but I wasn't interested. Yeah, but my eyes slightly and saw a sign quickly pass by, because I probably wanted me to see that sign. It had an illustration of Azaleas around the letters that said, "Welcome to Shishimon City. My hometown is coming right up." Yeah, that's great. Is it frozen? Yes, Shion Sonozaki. Yes, I see who that is. Kiichi, yeah, my boy Kiichi. Nagara. Shion Sonozaki, Vicky for a real day. Rina Ryuku, Sotoko Hojo. Satoshi Hojo. Jiro Tomatake, Kyoso Kairi, Fumiko Chai, Chi, Kurado Uishi, Miyoto Kano, Tatsuyoshi Kasai, Akane Sonozaki, Higurashi, When They Cry. Welcome to Himezawa. Oh man, I am really out of breath. Okay, guys. I think that's the end of this video. Yes, it is. I want to thank you guys so much for watching my the very start of the new Higurashi visual novel. There'll be plenty more videos to come. And I will see you guys tomorrow.